Well, delighted to say Nicky Henderson is with me and Johnny Murtagh. Johnny, you rode this horse to victory in the Handicap back in 2009. I saw you deep in conversation before. I mean, you know this horse well. Were you feeling a degree of confidence coming in? What was your thoughts?
I was just worried about the start, and as Nicky says, he hope he's able to jump and go for a mile and a quarter, because it's usually pretty full on here. But after going 2 furlongs, I was in a great position, good rhythm, and the horse was travelling well. I was confident then. He's a high-class horse and probably wants good, fast ground. But I got a lovely run through, and I was in a bit of trouble. But when I switched him in, it seemed to give him a new lease of life. And he, in all fairness, he battled well to the line. And like, he's probably fit from hurling, freshened up, in great form. So he thought it was a walk in the park here today.
And when you think back to the Handicap, if my memory serves me, that was quite an impressive victory that day as well.
It was, yeah. And you know, after that race, I thought it was going to be a group performer. You know, he didn't live up to that, but. He's a horse with lots of ability, and you know, Mr. Henderson's done a great job with him, and to get him to come back here after so long, it's a great training performance. I'm just delighted he bucked me. It's
not too bad for you though. 3 winners now, isn't it?
3 winners, yeah. I'm still up in the hunt. You know what I mean? As I said, a day and a half to go and a few bullets left. So hopefully I can keep it going. And I said the aim is to be top jockey at the end of the week.
Okay, well, good luck with that. I know you've got to go and ride the next Queen's Vase. But Nicky, for you, this is your third. The other ones, I suppose, are races that you might expect you to win. But when did you hatch a plot with Forgotten Voice to try and come back and win a race at Royal Ascot?
Well, in fairness, we'd gone to Haydock for the Swinton. Was always, I thought that was his race all the year through. And he'd won the Dovecote. And then Haydock, they'd watered and then it rained, and there was no point, as Johnny says, he has to have fast ground. And we took him out of the Swinton, and it was really, goodness, where can you go for the summer? And then a fortnight ago I rang Paul. We were either going to turn him out. I was actually going to novice chasing, if the truth be known, but Mrs. Roy said over her dead body, and I was not allowed that, so I had to think of something completely different. And then I rang up Paul and suggested this as a sort of a bit of a, well, it was a bit of an afterthought because we had nothing else to do, but the horse loves summer ground, and I just thought, well, there's no point in him sitting in the field all summer and then coming in the winter when it's going to get soft. So I threw this one in, and he was absolutely up for it and said, yep, come on, let's go. So,
and obviously you was feeling there was a degree of confidence coming into it, and you getting Johnny was obviously another key part of the plan. Obviously he knew the horse so well from winning before.
Yeah, I mean it was the natural thing to do to let Johnny on him. I will say, I must say, the boys have done well. I was actually away last week and I did a bit of work on Charlie Hill's All Weather with him, and it didn't work very well. I think possibly because he just loves fast ground, and I had to take him away for a bit of work last weekend, and that was better. So we then went to the starting stalls earlier on this week, and he still seems to remember what that was all about. But where he's done really well is that we had to teach him dramatically how to switch off, because when he started over hurdles, not surprising, he was working very, very well because he's a miler. And Barry did brilliantly on him because his first 2 runs he was very keen, but then by the time he got to Kempton he was great. He'd learnt to relax, and I was just worried okay, we've come from a mile to a mile and a quarter. I thought he probably might even need a mile and a half at this stage.
And for you, this has been one heck of a year. I mean, Cheltenham and everything, champion trainer over the National Hunt Racing. Now to come here, this feels pretty good at the moment, doesn't it? To come back to Ascot and then do this.
Well, it's our job. I mean, it's fun. Obviously, I find Ascot slightly more enjoyable and less stressful than Cheltenham. I can sit here and talk to you because I've got 6 runners in the next race.
Okay, well, might find your car park later. That might be a good place to go. But well done, Nicky. And will you keep this? Will you find something else now?
I don't know. I mean, obviously the handicap is going to probably. He was off 105 there. I should think. I mean, he hasn't won that far. In fairness, you could try him over a mile and a half. I'd still really like to have him as a jumper next season, and in which case he ought to have a bit of grass at some stage. Otherwise. But he's had a few years off. He's had a lot of years off. And in fairness, the one person Jane Allison looked after him after he had leg trouble, and they've had to be tended. And he had 2 years. He did have 2 years completely off. And Jane Allison looked after him in that time before he came to me, and she did a brilliant job with him. And he's become a more amenable horse in that time.
Very well done. Thank you, Nicky.
Thank you.
Well done. Enjoy it.